cities alter everything around them. They alter the way in which people move, they alter the way in which people live, and they alter everything that we are doing with regards to our lifestyles. But cities also have a profound impact in the environment around it. We all heard about things like urban heat island, meaning areas which are warmer over the cities because of the structure, the construction material that we use, the roads that are black, and the areas around the city are relatively cooler. But what we have seen, even more interestingly, is that cities are also changing their rainfall. Cities change the manner in which storms come to a region and how they start splitting around it, and how some regions might start getting more rain while parts over cities might continue being dry. And so when you start looking at it from all angles, some short-term aspects like severe weather and tornadoes, to more of the medium range aspects where we are affecting humidity and our daytime cloudiness and winds, to more of a longer range where it's affecting our temperature, humidity, and the whole comfort of living. One way we can make these cities more resilient for future climate change is to get a better understanding about the environmental impacts, get an understanding about the water losses that we might have, the environmental changes that are going on, and really start looking at it in the more systems perspective, that if we change one thing, what could be the cascade of changes that can occur? It could be manners in which we are designing our roadways. It could be the manner in which we are designing our construction activities. It could be the manner in which we are designing our long-term green parks, where we are going to have more agriculture, where we are going to have more changes in the lifestyle that we would want to have the city to have. So we at Purdue believe in tackling problems in a holistic manner so that we look at it in a very comprehensive way. So this issue about cities and how it is affecting its climate around it, or how climates are affecting cities, is a problem that is not just about structures, it is not just about layouts, it is about humans, it is about water, it's about energy, it's about economics, it's about computational tools being developed. We are developing state-of-the-art computational models right now that can simulate the manner in which storms are approaching cities. And what happens to it when we have more vehicular traffic? What happens to it if we change the layout of a city? What happens to it if we can make a city much more greener? What changes to anticipate? So we are looking at cascade of events such that we can understand what are the unintended consequences and then start developing techniques and tools that city planners, businesses can adapt to. There is a tremendous opportunity in the manner in which we can start designing cities better. We can start looking at some of the local scale efforts like what is happening with our layout in agriculture, layout in the manner in which the cities are designed, transportation systems are designed, and affect changes which make living much more better in the changes that are going on at a local scale.
One of the things that was done by the U.S. Conference of Mayors, which is an organization of all mayors of cities over 30,000 in the United States, up to 1,200 are eligible for membership. They got together and said, let's establish voluntary climate goals for each of our cities. And those mayors are all doing things in a different way. We get together, we learn from each other about best practices. We have hundreds of laboratories, in essence, across the United States trying different things. One of the things we try to do here in Carmel is design our cities not for cars, but for people. The average American spends hours every day in their automobile, many times because of the way their communities have been zoned and built. They have to drive 8-10 miles to the grocery store, another 5 miles to the dry cleaners, and so on. We're trying to build our city with neighborhood nodes so that most things are walkable. We have mixed-use zoning everywhere we can so that people, in some cases, walk to the end of the block or go downstairs in their apartment or condo building and go to the stores they need to go to and not have to get into their car. When we also build a road, we always put a bike path in along the side of it now. We renovate roads, we do the same thing. We're still accommodating cars. We understand that people are still going to drive and are going to want to drive. We have close to 90 roundabouts in Carmel now, more than any other city in the United States. Not only do we reduce injury accidents by up to 80% compared to a traffic light with the same traffic volume, we save millions of gallons of fuel by not having people idle and not starting that car from a dead stop at our roundabouts. Well, what we're finding, like many businesses are finding across the country, that almost always when you do things that are good for the environment, we save money.
Indiana is a beautiful state to be in, not just in terms of what we have as a lifestyle, but also in terms of studying this problem of urbanization. Now, at the first go, you might not think of Indiana as the most urbanized place, but that is what makes it fantastic in terms of we have pockets and concentrations of urbanized locations like Indianapolis, the places that are around it, and you have a large swath of agriculture and green areas around it. And that provides a near perfect environment for studying this kind of aspects about how we should be designing cities, how we should be making changes in the cities so that we have a positive impact coming out about the strategies we come up with. So all these factors make Indiana cities quite different in the manner in which they are developed, but also different in the manner in which they are affecting the storms and the environment around it.